Hello out there in grill country. Today, or should I say tonight, we're smoking brisket. This is a long, but it is an easy process. We're going to start by trimming the brisket, then we're going to rub it down with some Grill Country Original rub, and then render the trim fat down into tallow and inject it back into our brisket. And then we're going to spend the night slow smoking it at 225 degrees to get it perfect. Now I do want to prepare you for the stall. If you haven't done a brisket before, this is something that just happens. The brisket's going to get probably somewhere between 150 to 160 degrees, and it's just going to stay there for a while. But you have to be patient. Don't increase the temperature or anything, just wait for it. It's going to come out of that stall and you'll see your temperature rising again to the final internal temperature of 205 degrees. So altogether, this one's probably going to take about 12 hours to get done. So let's get going. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do with this brisket is we're going to get it trimmed up, which includes trimming off the fat and getting it a more uniform shape for more even cooking. All I'm going to use on this is some Grill Country Original rub, and we're going to inject it with some tallow. What tallow is basically it's fat rendering from the fat we cut off. I'm going to put it in this pot here as I cut it off, and we're going to cook it on a medium-low heat for probably about 3 hours, just get all that fat rendered out, turn it into a liquid. Then we're going to inject the brisket with it. So to get started, you see you got this bottom side here, you got all this fat here, you got this big chunk here. What you really want to get off is all of the hard fat, which really starts with this piece right here. So we're going to get our knife under the fat. We're just going to swipe through it. You need to have a good sharp knife here for this. You get this whole chunk of hard fat off of here. There we go. Now it's okay to leave a little bit on because that's going to render while it's smoking. But don't leave too much on because then you get chunks of fat instead of brisket when you're trying to eat it. So got that chunk off. You don't want to take all of this fat off the bottom. You want to leave about 1/8 of an inch, but you can see how thick it is there. So what we're going to do, just going to stab in to get it started. It gives us a little piece to pull up on. Start getting this fat trimmed down. Occasionally you're going to get a little piece of meat in there, that's fine. That's just going to add a little more flavor to the tallow that we're going to inject in here. Like I said, you do want to leave a little layer of fat, because that is going to help during the smoking process to help keep it moist. And move it around as necessary as well. And as you got pockets of fat too, go ahead and get down in there. Get that out of there. What we're going to do when we rub it is we're going to get the rub all up in that little area. So you're not going to have to trim every inch of it because some of it's already pretty thin. Just work until you feel it's right. And also, we're going to kind of trim this up, get a nice uniform shape here. Like this side of it's already pretty nicely trimmed. Sometimes you'll have a little gray area from the packers. You'll want to trim that off. I don't here, but over here I do, so just trim that off. Get that nice red meat sticking out there. And over on this side, all these little loose ends and stuff, you can cut those off if you want, or you can leave them on. But the key is a nice uniform shape. And that is going to help the brisket cook nice and evenly and get done to perfection. Alright, you notice there's also some fat on the top side here. Don't necessarily have to cut that off unless you got a big chunk in there that you want to get taken off. If you look down in here, we'll go ahead and round this out. You may think this is a waste of meat here. It's not, because that's going to give us some flavor on our tallow. Cut these little tags down off of here. Don't like that little chunk there, so I'll thin that down a little bit too. You're just going to trim it till you're happy with it. Now we are trimmed, so get this ready to start rendering. While that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and rub it now. And I'm going to do this on a piece of foil here because I'm going to wrap it after I rub it. So go ahead and get our grill country rub here. The big side, you're going to use a lot of rub on this. Rubbed it real nice. Over the whole thing. Try to get the edges and all. Like I said, we got some of these little pockets here. Make sure that rub gets in there. This is actually going to rest for about 12 hours before I get it on the smoker. I'm going to have this ready by about 10 a.m., 11 a.m. tomorrow. So it's going to be a long night, but it's alright. I enjoy this stuff. Go get your rub on the bottom side here, get rubbed in these little pockets here. Like I said, probably can't really use too much, because it's gonna soak into that meat. There. Almost done here with this part. We're gonna let this sit in the fridge, wrapped up while that tallow renders down. And once that's ready, we're going to pull it back out. We're going to inject it at that point. And that's going to give us a nice, flavorful, juicy brisket. Notice I don't use a binder on my briskets. A lot of people use a binder, which is basically mustard, hot sauce, something like that to help rub stick on. I don't feel like I need that, because my flavors speak for themselves. I gotta grab enough oil here to cover this. Hold on, I'm gonna just turn up these oils. I might need to get another piece. If I really need another piece, that's fine. So I have enough oil here. Just stick it like this. Put it wrapped up. And this goes in the fridge. Okay, so now we're going to get started on our tallow. You see I got all these trimmings in this pot here. Just going to do that medium to medium low heat. One thing I do like to do is I like to add a little extra rub in here. It just gives it more flavor that's going to go into that meat. Don't get a whole lot, just a little bit of flavor like that. Get that rub mixed up on there a little bit. Let it warm down. So it'll probably take anywhere 2 to 4 hours. I keep an eye on it so you don't burn anything, you get those burnt flavors. It's just going to kind of melt that fat down into a nice liquid that we call tallow. It'll just be flavor. Okay, so you can see here my tallow is rendered down. Got plenty of liquid here. That's all that fat that's rendered down here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to strain it out. That way I can get it into the injector, inject this brisket. And we're going to get the brisket onto the smoker. So it's pretty simple. I just got a simple colander here inside of a bowl. That's going to get our tallow in there. Now this is still hot, so as soon as I inject it, I'm going to get this out of the smoker. Get it cooking low and slow. We're looking at about 12 to 15 hours for this one. So pretty simple. Just going to get this sucked up in the injector and inject it throughout this brisket. So it is late and it is dark, but I got the smoker going. I'm going to get this brisket going all night. Got my tallow injected. Got the smoker rolling. So
all we're going to do here, we're going to get this on here. We're going to put the thicker side towards the smoke box. And a little while here, we'll go ahead and get the thermometer in, and then we see that quite yet, because this is going to take a good 12 hours plus to get smoked up. So we're just going to let it go like this until we get up to our temperature and get it wrapped. Okay, so once we hit that 150 temperature, all done for 2 hours, we're going to wrap it up. We'll get it back on the smoker until we get that internal temperature. That brisket is at about 205 degrees. Pull it. We're going to put it in this cooler here. I recommend an insulated cooler, something like Yeti or this that I got here. And it's going to rest for at least an hour, and that's going to allow all the juices inside to equalize and the temperature to equalize throughout the brisket. And after about an hour or so, we're going to go ahead and get this thing cut up.
Alright, so this was slow smoked all night. Just came off the grill about an hour and a half ago. Alright, so the way I made this is trimmed off all the fat, all those hard pieces of fat. Every hard piece. A few chunks of meat accidentally, that's alright. Because I threw that in the pan, put on a medium-low heat for about 3 hours and just rendered all the fat down, and then I injected that into the brisket after I rubbed it. It's going to be real juicy there. Have all these brisket carburizers, you should get one. They're not expensive.